Hi everyone, it's Gina K from Gina K Designs and your host of Stamp TV, and I'd like to welcome you to tonight's release party presentation. Tonight we released 5 brand new stamp sets, a new incentive set, and a brand new Stamp TV kit. Now at any time during the presentation video, feel free to click on the links below the screen if you're watching at stamptv.com, and you can play along with our contest questions, our challenge, and you can head over to the release party chat thread where the design team will be presenting beautiful project samples featuring the new stamp sets released tonight. So sit back, relax, and enjoy tonight's release party presentation. Now the first thing I want to do is show you the brand new stamp sets that we've released tonight. The first set is a brand new one by Bellini, and she has added another set in her Stately Flowers series. Stately Flowers 12 is a fabulous addition to Bellini's Stately Flowers series, and I love the beautiful flower images and greetings, but I'm even more excited about this mini calendar. The calendar was designed to be able to use year after year. And Bellini has a great video over on her YouTube channel and also here at Stamp TV showing how you can make this set even more of a must-have in your collection. The next stamp set is a brand new one by Teresa Momber, and she's created the next Framescapes stamp set in her scene making series. Framescapes Enchanted Forest is a beautiful set filled with whimsical images and lovely greetings that will fit into her large forest stamp. You can also mix and match these images and the forest stamp with other stamps from her collection, making this set one that will never leave your stamp desk. Look how cute this is. Beth Saleka has added another adorable set to her zoo. Meet Emmy and Riley. These cute flamingos are perfect for all types of occasions, and with fun, quippy greetings, this set is sure to help you make sweet fun cards for everyone on your list. Claire Brennan has designed a really fun set this month called Geo Thanks. This set is filled with interesting geometric shaped images like a feather, flower, and hearts, and it's fun to color, and it will add a new style of stamp to your collection. This month we welcome a new illustrator to Gina K Designs, introducing Lisa Hetrick. If you haven't seen Lisa's work all over social media, you will be blown away by her artistic talent. She's an incredible watercolor artist with a huge line of home decor, gift items, and more, and we are lucky enough to have been able to turn some of her beautiful work into stamps. The new You Are stamp set contains a beautiful wreath and other elements along with a huge You stamp that you can pair with other greetings in the set. This set is so fun to stamp, watercolor, color with Copics, pencils, and more. Add greetings from our other stamps in our collection and expand your options. Now we also have a brand new incentive set. And this set is near and dear to my heart. This set is called You Get Me, and it's perfect for those friends in your life who are right there by your side. Find Your Tribe and Love Them Hard, and You're My Person are 2 of my favorites. This set ships free with any purchase of $75 or more. You don't have to add it to your cart. It will automatically ship with your qualifying order. And now it's time to show you the brand new Hearts Flowers StampTV Kit. Now this is big, so I'm going to zoom out a little bit here. So the Hearts Flowers StampTV Kit comes just like all of our StampTV kits in one of these amazing clear storage boxes. These boxes are so nice because you can use them to keep all of the contents in your kit together, or you can use them for other things like storing ink cubes, cardstock, and projects that you're in the middle of. So let me open this kit up here and show you what's inside. First, you get a ton of cardstock with this kit, and I decided this time that we were really going to do a rainbow, so I want to show you all the colors that you get. You're going to get 2 sheets of red velvet. You're going to get some of our layering weight white. You're going to get some of the sweet mango. You're going to get some of the wild dandelion. You're going to get some jelly bean green. Let me grab that here. It's kind of stuck together. There we go. Jelly bean green. Also in this kit is fresh asparagus, blue lagoon, wild wisteria, passionate pink, some of our white heavy base weight, and our black onyx. Look at that exciting palette. This is just a beautiful palette, and it gives you such a great opportunity to try lots of Gina K Designs colors. All of our cardstock, with the exception of our layering weight, is 100-pound cardstock, and then our heavy base weight white is 120 pounds, so it's very heavy and nice for card bases. Okay, so now let me show you the beautiful new stamps. Let me grab the white piece of cardstock here, and I'm going to show you the stamps. The first one is the Tropical Blooms, and this stamp set has this big floral image, and then that's perfect for coloring with watercolors or Copic markers or colored pencils. And then it has these beautiful tropical blooms, and these were inspired by my friend Jennifer McGuire. She and I were talking one day about what kinds of images she would like to see, and she told me that she just loves tropical flowers and tropical leaves, and she's got quite an affinity for the Caribbean. So these were inspired by our conversation. This is a 3-step stamping process where you stamp your base in one color, you stamp this detail in another color, and then you add the little insides of the flowers in a third color. Same with the leaves. You've got a base leaf, and then you've got 2 additional pieces that just bring these flowers and leaves to life. Then there are 3 big greetings in here, and all of these greetings have coordinating dies, so you can cut them out once you've stamped them, and you can mix and match the smaller greetings with them. So you can say happy hello, hello friend, happy for you. You can do the big happy for you, all kinds of mix and match, and you get quite a few different occasions in this one. So that's the first stamp set, and this is a 6x8 stamp set, so this is very big. The second stamp set is You Have My Heart. And this stamp set, oh, I just love this one too. It's got this huge vase full of beautiful flowers to color. It's got a guitar that's similar to a guitar that we had released before, but this time we did little hearts all over as accent pieces. And I really wanted this stamp in with this set because I love this greeting that goes with it. And suddenly, all of the love songs were about you. Love that. Then it's got these big hearts and this smaller heart that says love, and this beautiful chain that you can hang these hearts from. So you can do hanging hearts. You can use these hearts for background techniques and embossing. It's got some smaller hearts for backgrounds, and it's also got a pretty little branch with 2 birds that sit perfectly on there. And then it's got some really fun greetings like, I love everything about you, you have my heart, and you are so loved. And I love those greetings because they're not just for Valentine's Day. I could certainly send you are so loved to either one of my daughters, to my mom. I love everything about you to my best friend. So this set can be used way past Valentine's Day. Now, I want to show you that you do get lots of dies too. What we did here is we did a full set of dies for each of these stamp sets, and you can see how big this set of dies is. This is a huge die, and I love it so much because it cuts out this entire flower perfectly, and you can do some really cool inlay techniques, which I'm going to show you in the coming weeks. And you can cut out all of the greetings, so you stamp them and cut them out. You can also make cut out windows so you can have your greeting recessed. So there's all kinds of fun techniques there. And then of course you can cut out the flowers and the leaves so you can make beautiful bouquets. And all of our die sets come on these stamp and storage boards, and you can see how thick they are. They do not fall off these boards. The boards do not bend. They're nice and strong and easy to store. And you can store these in the pocket style storage things that lots of people are using. They also slip right into the die storage container that you can get at Stamp and Storage. Now this set also has a die set that goes with it. Another huge die set to cut out this vase, the guitar, all of the big hearts. this little heart, and then the branch and the two birds. So you can also do different techniques where you're not just cutting out the images, but you're cutting out the holes and you're stamping the images down into those holes. So this is a huge collection, and it's called Hearts and Flowers, and it's available now. Now, I'll tell you, the price for this is amazing. It's $59.95 for this kit. And if you just look at what the components cost by themselves, you'll know what a huge value it is. Our regular price for our 6x8 stamp sets are $23.95 each. So right there, just between the two stamp sets alone, you have $48, and this whole kit is only $59.95 with all of these dies and all of the cardstock. So now that you've seen this beautiful kit, I am going to do a card project for you. So I'm going to show you the tools and products that you're going to need. You're going to need some cardstock, and all of this cardstock came out of the kit. This is some of the blue Lagoon, and then I've taken a piece of black cardstock and I've cut the center out using some single-stitched dies. I'm still going to use this piece. This is going to be my frame piece. And then I've got some white pieces. I've cut a double-stitched oval out of some of the white layering weight, and I have another piece of white layering weight that will go on top. So this is going to be my basic card layout featuring the blue Lagoon, black and white. Then you're also going to need some additional white cardstock for your stamping, and you're going to need a score buddy to score your cardstock or to score some lines. You're also going to need, these are the dies I use to cut these out. These are the Gina K designs for thermoweb dies. So you've got the double stitched oval and the single stitched oval, and when you put them together you get that perfect little mat. So we're using those. We're also going to be using the flowers and leaves dies from the Tropical Bloom set. We're going to use the Tropical Blooms stamp set. And we're going to use some of this black and white fancy ribbon. This is the gingham ribbon. I've also got some scissors, some tape, a few acrylic blocks. And then for ink, I've got some of the Gina K designs, jelly bean green, grass green, and fresh asparagus. So I'm going to use the 3 greens for the leaves. And then for my flowers, I'm going to use some blues. I'm going to use Ocean Mist, Blue Lagoon, and I have a little ink cube here with some blue denim. And these techniques can all be done just with the ink cubes too if you don't have the full-size pads. I'm also going to be using some Black Onyx ink. And then I have a few little foam squares that I'm going to use. So to begin, we're going to start with a little bit of stamping. I'm going to start with the Ocean Mist, and I'm going to use the base flower, the biggest base flower stamp. And I'm going to start by inking that up. I'm going to ink 2 of them. Okay. So I've stamped 2 of those. And now I'm going to grab the next flower from that set, and that's this one with the lines. And this one I'm going to stamp using the Blue Lagoon. Now it's very easy to line these up. You can see exactly where they go. It's not a difficult thing to do. Let's zoom in a little bit so you can see it a little closer as these flowers come together. All right, so I'm going to ink this one up with the Blue Lagoon, and then I'm going to stamp that right there. You can see what that looks like. And that puts in some really pretty detail. Same with this one. And that puts in some pretty detail too. Now I'm going to grab this small block. This is a small little block by Gina K Designs. Love this one for very small stamps. And you'll notice that there's 2 little filler stamps here. This one at the top is a little bit smaller for the smaller flower, and then this one is a little bit bigger for the bigger flower. Now what's really neat about these flowers is depending on where you put this last little stamp, it makes the flower look like a completely different flower, like it's going in a completely different direction. So for this one, I'm going to stamp it right here, like that. And then for this one, I'm just going to shift the direction, like that. And so now those two flowers look like they're kind of mirroring each other, even though they're going in the same exact direction. That centerpiece just gives it a whole different look. So now I'm going to stamp the smaller flower, and I'm going to need a couple of those. And again, I'm going to stamp this with the Ocean Mist ink first. So I'll stamp 3 of these. And we're going to do the same kind of thing. We're going to shift the direction of this when we use this liney image. And I think I'm going to flip it around this way. Yeah, I'm going to flip it upside down. And now I'm going to grab the blue Lagoon again. And I'm going to stamp all of my insides. And again, it's very easy to see where to stamp these. And I'm going to grab the smaller third step piece. And we're going to use the blue denim again. And this, I'm going to stamp all 3 of these in different directions. So this one will go here. This one will go here. And this one will go here. So now I've got 3 very different looking flowers. All right, now it's time to stamp the leaves. So I'm going to grab my greens, and I'll put this aside. I'll grab another piece of white cardstock here, and I'm going to start with the large leaf. And this large leaf is going to be stamped first with some jelly bean green ink. So I'll start with that. And I'm just going to stamp a couple of these. I'll stamp 3. I always like to stamp just a couple extras in case I miss and it just doesn't look perfect. I've got a couple already done, because that certainly can happen. And of course, you can use your MISTI for exact placement, but these are not terribly hard to line up. So if you practice a few of them, you can go very quickly just with a block. Okay, so now I'm using the grass green, and I'm going to stamp this layer using grass. You can see now I went a little bit outside there, but that's okay. And the last one here. Okay. So now I'm going to do that 3rd layer, and that's going to be done with fresh asparagus. I want to add that nice deep dark green in there. And again, these are very whimsical, so if you don't hit them straight on, they still look really good. All right. Here's the last one. Okay, and then to save time, I would stamp 3 of the small leaves, but you don't have to see that because you kind of get the idea of how to stamp these and how they look when they're stamped. So then the next step for this card would be to die cut these using the dies. So you can see that even if you go a little bit outside the lines, the dies are still going to fit very nicely on these leaves and flowers. And again, they're very, very easy to line up. You just got to find that one little spot there where like the smallest petal is, and they fit on there really nicely. So let's see here what we got. There we go, you can see. And that is how you would cut those out. Now, for the sake of saving time, because I know this is a long video, I have pre-cut a bunch of little flowers here. I did a whole bunch of them. So let me get these out of the way. So these are pre-cut, and then I've also pre-cut a whole bunch of leaves because I've been making cards out of these all day. All right, and so there's a few of the leaves and the flowers all pre-cut. So now we're going to do the card. So the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to adhere this white oval, the double stitched oval, onto the black oval. And that gives me that nice little shadow layer that I love. And then I'm going to choose a greeting. So I could choose, how about if I choose thinking of you? Or should I choose hello friend? Let's do hello friend. I like that. Okay, so we'll start with the hello. I'm going to ink that up using some of the Gina K Designs Black Onyx. So this one's going to say hello. Let's really ink it up. It's a brand new stamp, so I haven't made a hello yet. So I'll do hello. And then we will pick the little friend stamp off of here, and we'll put this on the small block. And this will say friend, hello friend. There we go. Okay, and now it's time to add a little interest to this piece of white cardstock. So I've got a white panel here that measures 3 3/4 inches by 5 inches. So what I think I'm going to do is, I've done one and I have one to show you that I scored on a diagonal, but I think for this one I'm going to score it kind of straight up and down. So I'm going on every 1/4 inch here. I'm just going to do some score lines going down every 1/4 inch. And then when it starts to get a little too close for my fingers, I'm going to flip it around, lay it back in there, and finish it going in the opposite direction. So I've done a striped pattern, and then I think I will go the opposite way and make it just little squares. It's one thing I really enjoy about the Score Pal and the Score Buddy is that it's not just for folding your cards, it's for so many things, but you can do these really neat embossed textured backgrounds that almost look like embossing folders just by either going on a diagonal or going straight up and down like this. So now I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to adhere it to that black open piece that I did earlier. All right. And then this whole panel is going to go onto my card base, but first I want to add a little bit of ribbon. So I'm going to do that right across the center. Just add that in there. And then put a little bit of tape on each side for the tails. And then tape this down onto my card base. I love the gingham ribbon, and you don't always have to have a bow just to have a little touch of ribbon. And then this whole piece is going to go right into the center of the card. And I'm going to use some foam squares to pop that up. So I will use a couple of them here. This way it won't sink in the middle. Get these little liners off. And get that into position. Now I'm going to decide how to lay out my flowers. So I think I'm going to start with a bigger one up here. Well, let's see. Maybe I'll put a big one here and a big one here. I like the big one up there. And then I'll put a small one there, like that. And then I will add some of these leaves. I always like to lay it out first to make sure it fits well and it's what I'm looking for. And then after I've laid it out and I know it's what I want, then I tape all the leaves down first and then pop the flowers up on top. So that's what we're going to do here. Just kind of look at it and make sure it looks like we want it to look. And you can see how these flowers, as long as you're kind of focusing on the little inside piece there, that they look like all different flowers because of the way they're cut. I think that is a pretty layout. So let's do that. So now I'm just going to remove the flowers off of there, kind of leaving the leaves in place a little bit so I know where they're supposed to be. And then I'm going to add a little bit of tape on and tape them down. You can always move these around a little bit once you have your final layout if you need to, because they're all hidden underneath the flowers anyway. All right, and then I'm going to pop these flowers up. I'm going to use 2 foam squares for each flower. I'll put that one here. Like that. We'll get this one on the other side, and then we'll finish it off with that little one that will kind of overlap on top of them a little bit. And this last one, I think he'll only need 1 little foam square in there. There we go. So there is my finished card project, all done in the blues. Now let me show you a couple of other cards that I made using the same stamp set and a very similar layout, just a little bit different backgrounds. This one I made using the Passionate Pink, and for ink colors I used Dusty Rose, Passionate Pink, and some Edible Eggplant for the center. Same colors for the leaves. And then I used a Swiss Dot Cuttlebug folder for the background for that one. So that's a second card. And then my last card, I used some Peach Bellini, Red Velvet, and Warm Cocoa for the flowers. And I used a greeting from the other stamp set from the kit, the one that is called You Have My Heart. I used the You Are So Loved for this one. So you can mix and match these greetings any way you want, and you can come up with some really beautiful bouquets. So those are 3 finished cards using the new Hearts and Flowers StampTV Kit. I hope you've enjoyed tonight's release party presentation. All of the products are now available in our online store at GinaKDesigns.com. And stay tuned to Stamp TV for more videos featuring the brand new Hearts and Flowers StampTV Kit. Thanks so much for watching, and see you again soon.